Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, or welcome along if you're new. It's Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and it's that time of the month again, and we're looking at building this beautiful 1/6 scale, yes, 1/6 scale, it is massive, Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 from DeAgostini. If you're interested in getting one of these and building along, then you can look at the link down below in the description below this video, go and have a look and start building yours. Now then, this is part 42 of the build series, and today we're going to be looking at packs 74 and 75, and in these we're going to continue with our interior. So, opening up the magazine as usual, we've got all our different countries here that we can speak to if we need any customer service, and I haven't had to use them at all, but I've heard DeAgostini's customer service is brilliant. I have actually been in touch with them, and they have said they're going to send me their Ferrari 330 in 1/8 scale, which will look great parked alongside my Porsche 917, but I've heard nothing since, so I don't really know what's going on then. Anyway, as usual, we'll have a look at the magazines before we start building. So Kissel, the car of the stars. The Kissel Motor Car Company made some of the most elegant and luxurious cars of the 20s. Among them was a range known as the Cars of Stars, the favourite choice of automobile of many Hollywood actors and sports celebrities. That's great marketing, actually. If you call your car the Cars of Stars, then therefore you are making the people that buy them stars. So therefore people will want to buy them because they want to be a star. So there we are. So there's one there. This is photographed during the 2012 Woodward Dream Cruise. It had an 8-cylinder 4.7 litre engine and produced 71 horsepower. Bloody hell. Great. Here's another one there, 1914. Beautiful looking little thing, isn't it? And there's another one here, there's 1924. There's another one there, very Bugatti-esque. Kissel Speedsters of 1925, seen at a classic automobile rally organised at the Courage Centre of Foundation in Minnesota. And there's the parts we're going to be building today. Okay. Look, on that page there you see there's a Mustang, and there's another car. Right. Yeah. Right, let's have a look at the what we're going to do with this build then. So here we are. So we've got our part 74. Here it is, our bag. So pack 74, should I say, not part 74. Part means the build series video. Pack means the pack number from DeAgostini. So this is part 42 video, pack 74. So here we've got our side panel here, we've got the little trim pieces here and little chrome bezel, very nice. And then we've got some screws. So we've got some little PS05 screws and some PS17 screws. So here we're basically going to be repeating what we've done before, I think. With fitting these little trim pieces into the side panel and then fitting the actual side panel onto the actual interior itself. So here we go. Right, so we've got these parts here. So what it's telling us to do is take this little trim piece here and insert it into there. I'm going to come over the page, and it's telling us to secure it with a PS05 screw. So I'm going to get a PS05 screw onto the screwdriver. I'll turn that over and we'll put that screw into there. Something felt like it just broke. Maybe it was a piece of flash on there or something. Something sounded like it cracked, didn't it? And then we're going to take this little bezel and we're going to fit that in there with its little key, like a little keyhole slot, and then we're going to use the PS17 screw, I believe. Note the fitting has a protrusion that should fit into the notch in the hole. Turn the panel over and from the back secure with a PS05 screw. Okay, PS05 screw into there. Oops. There we go. So that's got into there like that. So there's our mechanism and our little bezel in there. Now retrieve the rear seat backrest and interior floor assembly. Put the pin on the left of the backrest into the hole. Right, now we're going to start getting big. Okay, so we're going to put these screws over here. Here is the interior. I mean, look at the size of this. There's my hand laying on the seats. It's absolutely bloody huge. So we're going to get to a point where this is going to become difficult to film, I think. So what we've got to do now is put that pin into there on the left side. Okay. And then what we've got to do is try and look at the magazine. Place the rear right of the interior and the right... Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So we're going to basically put this on. So that pin there has got to go into that hole there. Okay. And the rest of it has got to clip together. So we've got this piece on the back here. You see this pin here with the ball on the end? That's going to pop into there like that. Okay, so we can now put this seat into position so that that pin goes in that side like that. That pin goes in that side like that. And then we have to secure this panel in place, which is going to be easier said than done. So I'm going to turn this over on its side. And then I'm going to read this a second and then I'm just going to come back and do it. Hang on a second. Okay, so basically we've got to now put some screws in here. So we're going to get the PS17 screw, which is the smaller one. We need a tiny screwdriver for this one. So I'm going to grab, we use the screwdriver that came with the kit. So we'll put that onto there. And then that screw is going to go in this front hole here. That's our little PS17 screw. So that's going to hold the front in. And then at the back, or the rest of the hole should I say, we're going to put a PSO5 screw in there, as you can see. Bite that one up, and then I'm going to put a PSO5 screw in there and bite that one up, and then we'll put a PSO5 screw into that one there and bite that one up. Right, so that is our floor attached, and we've got our folding seat assembly. Okay, all very nicely done. Okay, there's that one. Right, so now we've got to move on to part 70. Oh, hang on, what's this saying here? Finally check the pin on the right side of the seat backrest has locked into the right rear panel. So there we go. So that's all in place, everything's all locked in place. So now we can move on to pack 75. So we can put that to one side. We can put this to one side and we'll have a quick look at the magazine. So, 2003 Mustang concept cars. So this was what became the 2005 S197. And it looks very, very similar, doesn't it? Absolutely beautiful. You can see it does look very similar to what was actually produced, doesn't it? Which is unusual for a concept car. And then we've got the parts that we're going to be assembling. And then here we've got the Hummer, from the military to the moneyed. Yeah, I remember, what's his name, that famous English boxer had one, didn't he? Boxer even. Boxer as a car. Yeah, can't remember his name now. He had one and he used to drive it around and couldn't get down some streets. Absolutely huge, bloody beautiful things. There we go, there's Arnie with one there. That's the smaller Hummer there, isn't it? And there's one wading through some mud. The Humvee. And then here we've got Nicky Hayden, the Kentucky champion, considered to the heir to the great US motorcycle legends such as Eddie Lawson, Kenny Roberts and Wayne Rainey. Nicky Hayden was the last American to have won the MotoGP World Championship. There he is, leaning right over. I'm assuming that's a Honda because it's got, yes, it's got Honda there. It's got the colours, it's Repsol. There he is with his flag, looking very, very happy indeed. There we go, still on a Honda there, but in silver. Silver or white? It looks like silver. There we go. So let's get on with pack 75. So here we go. We have the pack here. So we'll slip the bag open and we'll remove the parts we've got here. We've got some screws, we've got some trim pieces. That can go over there, and then we can open up these bags like so. So get those parts out of there. Some trim pieces, fancy chrome bits, and then we've got some PS05 screws. They always give you an extra screw, always. So what I've got is a little Tamiya paint jar. There's all the extra screws from this kit. So keep all your extra screws. They're always handy for other projects as well. When you need a bigger screw for something, you'll have all your spares in there. So just check the parts. Yes, we've got those two bits there. We've got that chrome piece there, and we've got that big panel and our screws. Okay, so put the ventilation lever holder 75C in the recess on the inside of the rear right panel. So that's going to go into there. That we've got an R in there, make sure the R is the right way up. And then we are going to place the ventilation adjustment lever on the holder that you fitted to the right rear upper panel. So that's going to go, there's a little raised pip on there, that's got to go forward. So that's going to go in there like that. And then this panel's going to go on over the top, like that. Okay, we'll push it through and then turn it over and then grab a screw into the hole. Oh dear, I should have pre-armed my screws, which I always never forget to do. That's going to go into there like so. We'll grab another one and that's going to go into there like so. Okay, so that's screwed in, and now what we've got to do is fix this to the part that we've just fitted in pack 74. So we're going to actually clip it on, and then we're going to fix it in place with 3 PS05 screws. We'll put that spare one over there. We'll move these over here. I'm going to pre-arm the screwdriver so we're ready to go. And then bring this huge interior back into the game. Okay, and then this panel here is just going to go on. So this rear, you've got this pin here with a ball on the end, that's going to clip in. Like so. And then this panel is going to sit on like that. And we've got some raised, get it back up on its side again. We've got some raised areas here. So we're going to put a PS05 screw in there, in the middle. Just nip it down. They don't need to be graunched up, guys. You don't want to go stripping all the threads out of the plastic. That one's going to go into there, like that. And then that one is going to go into there, like that. There we go. I wonder what that hole there is for. Ah, something's going to go in there from the inside. It looks like it's going to be the roll bar. There we go. So there's our interior. And we've got those covers over the windows in the rear. So very, very nice indeed. So when we pick up pack 76, I think we're going to be looking at doing the seat base. So it's like a rock and roll rear seat cover, isn't it? The other thing that shocks me, we've got seat belts to go in. I was surprised they had seat belts in the back in 1967. Anyway, so there we go. That's pack 75, 74 and 75 done. So I'll see you soon for pack 76, and that will be video part 43. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.